Hello, questing time. I'm the internet. You're watching this, and this is Dungeons & Dragons with comedians. Last session, the players sort of explored the Phoenix Theatre a bit more, and the Rough Knight did a flirt with a lady, which is exactly where we're picking up. Like I said at the end of last video, it's not the best edit point, it's just what there was. So, let's find out how Rufus does, as he tries to impress a lady by making a charisma check, even though he's a barbarian and charisma is pretty much his dump stat. As some of my players are fond of saying, ah yes, consequences.
I also do the hat acknowledgement gesture, but I am wearing a hat.
Cool. There's a sort of soft clang.
So I do it, and I just sort of accidentally lever it off, and it falls.
Do me a favour. Can Ruff make a charisma roll, please? Just straight up charisma.
It's not my strong suit. I'll be honest.
God, I wish I'd gone with him for this.
I am so glad to have done this solo. I don't want to imagine the song that would have been being sung by this point. Right, charisma check.
As Claire somehow plays the opening bars of Sexual Healing on the drumstick.
I haven't got anything that allows me to re-roll a charisma check.
You currently don't know.
No, it's a 6.
Cool. So you also go to do the hat thing, but what you actually do is just sort of flick your own helmet off.
Yeah.
And it clangs down behind you in the street, and then you run to get it, but as you bend over to get it, you kick it.
Yeah.
And just sort of chase your own hat back into the town square. As you stop, pick up your hat. You are beet red.
Yeah.
Since you can't, are you walking back home?
No, I'm going to go to the butchers and collect the meat.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm also going to take the was it mouse meat or rat meat that I ordered for the half griffin?
Oh yeah, for the griffin.
You had rat meat. I think you just ordered regular meat.
Yeah,
I think I ordered. There was some specific meat that the griffin said he liked the most.
Yeah, but we.
I think it was mice. It was mice.
We
It was
pinned
mice.
to a wall
Yeah.
in the cave last time.
We lost that.
No, there was because I said to the butcher, did he have mouse meat in? And he said he could get it. Like it would take a couple of days, but he could get it.
Yeah.
And so actually, for that reason, I just want to go and get it and give it to the griffin. My long-term plan here, by the way, is to befriend this griffin so that he comes with us on half griffin, so that he comes with us on adventures and can fly and look ahead at things.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
So that's what I'm doing. Please, Mr. DM.
Sure. Okay. We'll cut back to the theatre for now, as we find you guys in the main space of the theatre, in the ground floor in the bar.
Okay. Do you know what would make this easier, guys? Some margaritas. I've made them up, and I think I know where to get some salt. I saw some in Mr. Hardcastle's room. I'm just gonna go salt these glasses.
Okay, Phillin, you wander upstairs. Would you make an Arcana check for me?
Yeah.
Can I just say though, salting a margarita glass with salt from a salt circle may be the most D&D thing imaginable.
Yeah. I know I'm good with Arcana. Yeah, so it is 21.
Okay. Yeah, this isn't even normal salt.
It's really delicious.
No, this is genuinely actually salt from hell. This salt is from Avernus, the first layer of hell. You recognise its qualities are different. It's slightly like a rougher grade of salt. It is how do I put it? Sharp, actually physically sharp, and it's particularly useful for binding devils. You also think it would be potentially harmful to demons, but you'd have to check that. But yeah, this is like quasi-magical salt.
Do I recognise the symbols on the floor in the pentagram? Is there any symbols?
Do you speak Infernal?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. It's a devil summoning spell. So it's someone's cast a spell. A devil summoning spell also sort of functionally functions like a contract.
Can I see the words of the spell anywhere?
Not the spell. What they've done is they've inscribed around this circle on the floor in blood is a series of infernal characters, which bind. It's sort of like it's
What
like
is it,
sort
the
of
cast of Mrs. Brown's Boys? Hey!
but it's sort of like what was I going to say? It's like the sort of boilerplate legal contract stuff.
Basically,
It's quite detailed, but it's a fairly generic summoning contract. It binds the summonee to the will of the summoner for a period of no less than 1 calendar week, in service to the letter of their requests, and so on and so forth. And there's a lot of legalese.
basically,
It refers to other
see,
legal documents. Yeah.
Anything I see, I will read out loud. I don't have any other way to do that. So, so whatever's I can read.
The good news for you is this is not the spell.
Okay.
But it is the periphery. It is the peripheral elements of the spell. As you're doing this, the door behind you closes.
Yeah.
Not loudly, just softly, but you hear it close with a click.
Okay. I'm gonna stand in the pentagram and just go, if anybody's there, give me a sign. I'm chuckling to myself because I'm salting my glasses. I just don't think this is serious.
Okay, great. As you do that, some of the papers kick up in the air.
Ooh. Oh. Well then, if there's something you want me to read, float it my way. Oh, this is fun. Just picked a great room as Mr. Hardcastle. What a theatrical room.
As you say that, from behind you, a voice just goes, "Look, I have to ask, are you serious or are you just fucking with me? Because this is weird." And you turn around, and sat on a bookshelf is like a 1.5 foot tall little red-skinned dude with bat wings and a sort of vicious-looking stinger on its tail. It is an imp. And it's wearing little spectacles, and it's dressed in like quite somber, almost lawyerly clothes. Because
I see you're a fancy round the town gentleman too. I just got me some new fancy round the town pajamas. I mean trousers. Hello, my name's Phillin. What's your name?
you'll forgive me if I don't give you my actual name.
Oh,
it's kind of a thing for us.
Okay, well, what can I call you then, sir?
Well, do you know, I was genuinely about to ask you to pick a name, but I've observed you for 2 days, and I don't want you to have any choices.
Well, can I use my new... So go on. I was going to say, whilst we got a good rapport, can I use my new spell of suggestion to try and get him to just give me his real name?
Yes.
Oh, and he's rolling high. He's got a 19.
Hang on 1 second. I have to get a book.
What's that sound? Oh, it's the plot that Paul's been planning for 3 weeks, flying out of the window.
Nope, just changing shape.
Yes, and...
Imps.
So when he says to me, I was going to get you to give me a name, that's when I would naturally go, don't get me to give you a name, just give me your real name. And I use the spell very subtly.
Right, now, if I'm right in thinking, he has to make a saving throw, is that correct? Sorry, they have to make a saving throw. Point to gender devils. I know,
Well, that's the sirens.
Yeah. Does he have to make a saving throw, Matt? I mean, I only ask because you're the one looking at your character sheet.
Oh, good, sorry. You suggest the course to target... Must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, you pursue the course I have suggested.
Right.
Real name. Do this on rough later.
Real name.
Phillin.
Yeah.
So what he then says in guttural, inhuman tongue, which you speak infernal, but it sounds like just sort of simultaneously screaming, barking, and choking at the same time. He says his true name, and then to go like I haven't written his true name. It never seemed like it would be relevant. But you now know his true name, at which point he's like, blah, 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 blah. Oh! And just looks horrified.
And I say to him, well, I'll just call you Mr. Hello. And reiterate it back. I guess we're best friends now, eh?
For argument's sake, his true name is... give me a moment.
Huey Lewis?
Yes, his true name is Huey Lewis.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the imp, with his tiny hands, grabs your face, your cheeks, puts his face up next to you and went, you cannot tell people my true name. No one may know my true name. Oh my god, oh dear, you know my true name. Sweet candy. I have been trapped in this awful theatre for decades, and the first opportunity I have to escape... Why? How did you know to do that?
I don't really think about things. I just do what comes natural. Would you like a margarita, Mr. Huey Lewis?
Richard and Briony, you hear a weirdly high-pitched, overt scream from upstairs.
He may be unconscious. Shall we go?
You hear that.
Who was supposed to be watching Phillin?
We
Phillin.
both run upstairs.
At which point,
Paul,
before this happens, the imp then goes, right, fine, okay, fine. Let's make a deal. In exchange for you telling absolutely no other individual my name, I will serve you as a familiar for the duration of your lifetime.
Excellent. I accept
Deal?
your deal. Accept your deal.
At which point, a contract in a flame burst appears. A contract appears in front of you, which you have a quill.
Definitely
appears in
don't
your
read
hand.
in that.
Right? Do you sign it?
Of course I do.
Great. Your character is now physiologically incapable of telling anyone his true name.
Okay, but also, as one of the conditions of my spell, I can also add a suggestion through the duration of while the spell lasts. So I say, and as an extra condition, I think my friends are coming, and you have to tell them how fancy my trousers are. Don't you embarrass me.
A single flaming tear rolls out of his eye.
Okay, from now
Well,
on,
we're
going to tell them
must.
your name is Nigel. Nigel
Oh.
Stevenson, a normal man who lives in the town.
A normal man, sir. I'm a 1.5 foot tall. I could be a bird.
No, you're a normal man. Don't worry, we have another normal man who's a pig. I'll fill you in later. We don't have time.
At which point, the door bursts open. Briony, Richard, you see Phillin wearing an oversized pantomime horse trousers, and there is absolutely a little devil man next. Oh my god! Suicidal
Okay, I'll
Muppet says
change it.
the chat is pushing for him to be called Demonic Cummings.
I will change Nigel
very good.
Stevenson to Demonic Cummings. So
But I'm a devil. I'm literally the opposite of a demon. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, for Christ's sake!
it's too late,
Not Christ.
Demonic. Dem. We'll
Asmodeus is-
call you Dem. Dempsey.
Ah,
Dempsey.
Look, some people have arrived.
Hello.
Behold, see how fancy the gentleman here is with his wonderful pants and whatnot.
I didn't even tell you to say that. That's a very kind compliment. This is my friend I've just met, Demonic Cummings. He's just a normal human man living in the town. And I told him...
I'm clearly an imp.
Yeah, he's clearly an imp.
Sorry, this is again, it's weird that you would know about the... It's weird that we know all the things you've acted on and not know that I have a hard time lying because of...
So he's called Demonic Cummings,
No.
or Nigel to his friends.
Acceptable.
Phillin, are you okay?
Yes, I've got the salt for the margarita, but I just licked it and it made my tongue bleed.
It's true, but as he looked up, his mouth is just bleeding.
Yeah, we probably won't use that salt.
No.
Hi,
Yes?
Demonic.
I wish I was there so that I could say, I don't know about the front of that horse, but the back half's in heat.
I'm gonna say hi to demonic Cummings.
Hello.
Hi. So you look like an imp,
Yes.
devil type thing.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean,
That's
10 points. 10 points to Gryffindor there.
We know it,
Probably.
half Griffin.
I'm definitely Slytherin.
I think of everybody in the room,
I
I'm
don't
definitely
get the
Slytherin.
reference.
Mr. Nigel, why were you in this room? I know you just probably have some old business from the previous owners, but please enlighten us, because this is my friend Mr. Hardcastle's room.
Yes, you might notice, I don't know if you've looked down, but I and another couple of colleagues of mine were summoned here by an imbecile previously.
Oh, I don't know any imbeciles.
Is that the skeleton that's there?
What? Oh, yes, that's part of one of them, yes.
Did you say in a couple of friends? It's not just you.
Not at the time, no. There were a few of us. It is I who remains, sadly. That's the nature of contracts. Problems tend to roll downhill.
I wouldn't know.
I find
never-
myself stuck in this theatre until until a contractual obligation of which I am not privy to is fulfilled.
I have 2 questions.
Shoot.
Can you tell us what went down here? And also, did you watch me sleep last night?
I can tell you that, and I did not.
Why did you not?
Why did I not? I was not in this room.
Where
Where
were
were
you?
you?
I was in the basement watching the goblins.
It's a
How
good
do you
show,
find
isn't
their
it?
entrails? Yeah.
It is not. Once again,
It is not.
I have an incredibly hard time with deception.
Oh, do you mean you can't lie very well?
That's not what I said.
Then what do you mean?
I mean, I have an incredibly hard time with deception. I want you to imagine for a second that as a creature of law and evil, I choose my words with exceptional care.
Law
Oh.
and evil. Oh
What do
my
you
god, I
think
think
of-
we've just found... Sorry, what was that, Mr. Hardcastle?
I was just going to ask him what he thought of Phillin's trousers.
Yeah, what do you think of my trousers? I'd be interested to hear.
I am an immense fan of the trousers.
Wow, you actually went redder than you already started.
Yeah.
Mr. Demonic Cummings, would you like a margarita?
Yes.
Yes, come and
Come
join
on,
us.
margarita!
Yeah, you're gonna love Skulks. Have you met Skulks yet?
Is Skulks the bones?
Yes.
Then, in a way.
Oh, you
Oh,
know
hang on.
what?
I'm not in the room, but
You're
I
not.
think that needs following up. That that more.
Too late, we're drinking
Ah,
them.
well.
We take the imp to the bar and start
This
a
is
drinking
why we
game
die
with
a
him.
lot when you're not here.
Yes.
Can we play Never Have I Ever with the imp?
Yes. Never have I ever.
Can I please... Can I please at least carve out my question from Never Have I Ever to follow up on my original question of what actually happened in that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna
Yes.
play this like it's
It's an interrogation.
Sure. Rufus, for the purposes of plot times,
Yeah.
somebody whose name I can't pronounce says, "What is happening?" To which my answer is, I don't know. I'm sure the chat will help. You will see if you popped into the butchers, or it's not the butchers because there's a butchers in town. There is the Red Mist Butchers.
Yeah, that was where we were at before, wasn't it?
It wasn't. You were at Corgan's discount meat and game.
Oh yeah.
We'll assume you pop in. It's not the regular guy there,
Okay.
but an order has been kept back for you. You've got a bag of mouse meat, and
Okay.
the hippo meat is still on order.
Yeah, fine. Can I'm just gonna basically collect that and walk over to the petting zoo.
Yep. You pop into the petting zoo. You giving Kez the mouse meat?
Yeah. And also, just for the sake of speed,
Yeah.
having a friendly conversation that further deepens our relationship.
Thing. Yeah. Kez is dead pleased with the meat. Like it's great. Because usually, like catching these. Wait, no! Catching mice will be much easier because I can fly now. Oh my god! Like every time we have a conversation, it blows my effing mind. I should wear a hat so as to minimise cleanup.
I laugh because because I'm trying to make him my friend.
Yep, that's fair.
Yeah.
You spend a little bit of time hanging out with Kez, and then as you leave the petting zoo, which is broadly opposite the library, you can see, you watch her leave the library, you can see Mordaunt Thrubwell leaving the library and absolutely hustling back to the theatre.
I'll follow her, but not like in a detective way.
Yeah.
Just like I just see her and I'm like, oh, I wonder where she's going. And she's going in the direction I want to go, so I'm just going to follow her.
Fair enough. She enters the pub just ahead of you, and you enter her quick enough as to join the scene immediately. You see a table downstairs of sort of a margarita in a jug being shared out between the 3 compatriots you have and a small devil.
Never have I ever understood
I just
this
want to point out-
drawing of a map of stars.
I just want to point out that this is a really... I mean, Ruff left half an hour ago, and now there's a devil. Like,
Yeah, but sat next to a tiefling. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm like, all right, is that nephew?
No, not all no, this is an actual devil.
Briony, by the way, I drink on your question because I've never understood the map that you were talking about.
Yeah, but does
the imp also
demonic...
drinks.
Oh, okay. So we're not going to get any help
And,
there.
and also, just to be upfront, devilish, not demonic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so we're clear. Just so we're clear.
Alright.
Just so we're clear. Just,
At this point, where's Skulks?
Skulks is cleaning the kitchen.
Oh. Skulks, get in here and have a drink with us! Skulks.
Skulks pops over and went, there is literally no point to me having a drink.
Oh, that's our Skulks.
Observe! And he gets an empty cup from behind the bar, puts it under his ribcage, and then just pours a drink into his mouth and into the second cup.
Skulks!
Chug.
Chug.
I'm cleaning the kitchen. If you people are going to open, you're going to need a kitchen.
I take the cup that he poured his drink into and drink it.
Sure.
Skulks, never have I ever.
Skulks leaves the room.
Hey, Mr. Ruff's here. Mr. Ruff, ask my new friend Dominic Cummings what he thinks of my trousers.
Do you say the cousin thing about us out loud or in your head?
Said it out loud.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Morgan Thurbrell?
She's stood next to Rufus. Ruff.
I stop joining in the drinking game and go see Morgan.
Right, good. No, I'm glad you're all here. When did you get a devil?
He's not a
doesn't
devil.
matter.
He's a
Doesn't
normal
matter.
human man.
No, he's an imp. They're an imp? Yes, they. Thank you.
Aye, definitely an imp.
No, a normal human man. Wank.
No, none of that was part of the agreement. Although you do have magnificent trousers.
Thank you.
At which point he drinks.
A ring a ding ding.
A ring a ding don't.
A ring a ding, oh no, he didn't.
Oh.
No, sorry, Morgan.
Ring.
You left,
Yes,
and apparently
look.
I should have asked for payment. I didn't want to bring it up, but I'm bringing it up.
Right, yes. Of course, yes. 50 gold?
Yeah, Rev, was it? 50 gold?
Don't say yes before if you don't know, okay?
Didn't know.
Good. No, that's agreed. Good. And she tosses a pouch, 50 gold to you, and says, look, I've been at the library all morning. This book is a...
Before you continue, no spoilers. I hate getting the ending of a book.
I'm going to ignore the words you
You
said.
shouldn't ignore words in books, otherwise they're just paper you don't understand.
Okay, which one of you is normal?
Oh, that's
I-
Rev or Ruff.
I
Right.
I point at Rev, and even then I point at him like with one hand I'm pointing and the other hand I'm doing this.
I point at Rev as well.
I'm
I point at
pointing at myself.
The 3 foot tall bloke wearing half a pantomime horse
I
costume
look-
points at himself.
And that's when I put my eye patch on to look more astute.
Blood all round his mouth, eye patch on, half a horse costume. Which of you's the normal one?
It has become evident that what happened to this town?
It was like that when we got here.
Like what exactly?
Like a Sunday where all the shops are closed and boarded up, and no one's selling nothing because everybody's being eaten by the dead.
Yeah, there was a lot of like zombie undead wandering about. And there were
Right.
2 shadow things in a temple and a dark crystal that we smashed, and then the shadow things kind of escaped.
And
a
I think
book.
my tattoo artist is here.
Oh, yeah.
You think what?
My tattoo artist is
And we've
here.
all got one.
You're gonna need to give more context there, Phillin.
Oh yeah, I'm not wearing a top still, so this tattoo
It
here.
comes up to about here, so you have
Oh
to...
yeah, so I pulled my horse costume down to show my tattoo.
Right, at which point she opens the book and shows you your tattoo.
Oh, you've been to the tattoo artist. Which one are you getting?
No.
There's no need to get flash.
Right.
It's a great tattoo-based joke, that.
I do not get the reference.
No.
You're gonna get
Welcome
on with
to my
Mr.
world.
Hardcastle.
Fair enough. But, right, look, this book, which I cannot stress I have not made my way entirely through, I just have the gist of it with the assistance of one of the people at the library and a lot of reference material. Any of you, do any of you know the name Viraxius?
No, but how does my tattoo feel?
Do you want me to touch it?
Yes.
No.
Okay, normal then.
It sounds like a dragon's name.
Not as far as I'm aware.
Right? I didn't say it
Viraxius-
was a dragon. I just said
Hang
it
on,
sounded
I'll
like a
ask
dragon's
my new
name.
friend, Mr. Dominic Cummings. Do you know anyone called, what, the Jiraxus?
Viraxius.
I do not.
No,
Yes,
then.
I do not.
No.
Right, well, we've established we don't know what you're on about,
No.
Miss Thrabwell. Maybe you could elucidate.
From what I can tell, Viraxius was a powerful lich. An incredibly powerful undead spellcaster who centuries prior held dominion over these lands and a considerable area around here, assisted by 4 lieutenants. This book is a diary of sorts detailing how an organization of clerics and spellcasters and all of the warriors came together to defeat the lich. Well, to bind the lich, for it could not be killed.
Is that the shadow thing?
No. No. The shadows are a whole different class of undead. From what I can tell, beneath this town is the tomb of one of the lieutenants who were... The book is fuzzy on the wording. There isn't an accurate translation. Made inert and sealed in tombs for where they freed. They would be able to... Resurrect is the wrong word because... Look, to resurrect the lich, which would be bad.
Just to
As
say
far
that
as I can... Yes?
there is like a big... When we were in the temple, something had come... There's a big hole and like a breeze. And we never really looked in it, but something might have come from like a tomby type area.
What?
When
Or
we're
they
in the
could have they could have been making an extension. We weren't clear on it.
Yeah, we didn't really look at it entirely.
This town is built on the location of the tomb of one of the lieutenants, referred to in the book variously as Malarius, the Mist, the Possessor, the Blue Flame.
He wouldn't be turned into a pig, would he?
Blue flame. But isn't that from your dreams, Phillin? Isn't there some
Oh
sort
yeah,
of...
I always dream about the blue flames. I have dreams about blue flames and all these dead people with blue flames. I even had a dream the other day, Mr. Abwell, where this big old dragon was flying and then it turned into a skeleton and it was all roaring in my face. And then this guy, who I do believe was the guy we met in the temple actually a few weeks back, that is Mr. Abwell, who I think was responsible for all this undead business, and he said to me, soon, and it was very scary, but luckily I woke up and I didn't do a hard castle, which is when you poo yourself in the night.
She doesn't need to know that.
Right. Well,
Also,
Look.
whenever we fought the undead, some of them had blue flames in their
Yeah.
eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Just
And some just had blue eyes.
blue eyes, baby, blue eyes.
No, Mr. Ruff, have you fallen in love? More of that later.
No, ignore me.
right.
Thrubwell, listen. Do we know the names of the other three generals?
No, we don't. For two reasons. One, I suspect this is not the entire works of Solarian.
Oh,
But
he's
also
done other
there's-
books. Like
She-
sequels.
But
She.
but also some of this is missing. It makes reference to things that aren't present. This is an incomplete work. And also it's taking me a while to make my way through it. But it looks, certainly from what I was able to discern, that if I have the locations of these tombs correct, one lies beneath this city, town, whatever you want to call it, and the others are scattered around Toril, but I'm reasonably certain I've discerned the location of Dormvir, just another one of the lieutenants, which I think the location corresponds to what is now Baldur's Gate.
Oh.
You're from there, aren't you, Mr. Hardcastle and Mr. Amazing Glare?
Yeah.
I may have mentioned that.
So, if the one from here is already gone, do we need to stop the others?
Well, ideally, yes.
Well, I know you think perhaps we weren't that great at getting a book and returning
Yes, because
it
it
to
took a
you,
tremendous amount of time.
but I think we're ready for a bigger challenge.
Well, hang
Like,
on.
if this is going
Let's
to
not-
cause problems, we should stop the other lieutenants.
Lieutenants.
Why don't we stop the one that's here first?
Can we stop the
Is
one
it
that's
here?
Has this one?
Still?
Well, he has
the
been
door-
here. When we got here, there's a massive great hole under the statue in the town centre.
Right.
And something definitely has either clambered up from or wandered back down through that.
What's
So-
clambered up?
Well, we don't actually know, but when the undead were around, that was the more, shall we say, aggressive. Were all based around there.
Right.
They were right pricks.
These undead you mentioned, the ones with the blue eyes, were they behaving differently to normal undead?
Yeah, they were moving
Faster.
fast and they're super
They
strong.
were also not responding to spells that caused other undead to go away from me.
Yeah, because I did a
Yes.
spell that caused the undead to do the Macarena, and they were the only ones that didn't.
You know what? I'm fine with that as a sentence. In that I have no further questions. Yes, you were in the presence of Malarius. That is... It's...
That's the
I
guy
don't even
from
know how to
Phillin
describe
Street.
it.
Well,
It's almost a viral consciousness.
Right. Well, that's
with
definitely.
malarious, I think you can just get a net you put over your bed, and then the mosquitoes can't bite you, and then you don't even get the virus. So, case closed. I gently.
Matt,
just
make a willpower save. Make a wisdom save.
I just went really calm then. Oh, it's
Actually, sorry.
20.
I've realised I've done this. I've done this slightly wrong. I don't think it is a willpower save, because you got a natural 20, you don't fall asleep.
But I am going to just.
She definitely cast sleep on you just now.
So,
right.
sorry. Sorry, Ruff, you go.
Sorry. Listen. You reckon that book tells you where the location of the other three generals? You think one of them might be Baldur's Gate and the other two are unknown? I understand you've not had very long with the book and that the book is incomplete, so some of these questions you might not be able to answer. But essentially, in your travels and with your connections, are you hearing any rumblings that the locations of the other three tombs?
No, not the locations of the other three tombs. The reason this had intrigued me was because there was an organisation that I'd observed in Westgate that was making inquiries into the legend of these horrors.
The Murder
cult,
Club
if
5.
you will.
Right, well, look, it seems pretty...
Murder Club 5? What?
No, sorry, I misremembered it, but it's got murder in the title.
Have you, Morden, have you got any way of... Like, are you attached to any kind of network for information? Is there any reports that the undead have risen anywhere else?
None that I'm aware of, but I am not formally affiliated with any organisation.
All right.
Make an insight check, Rufus.
Oh, boom.
What'd you get?
Hang on, let me just check my mod. 18.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that doesn't ring you as exactly true.
Okay. I'm not going to press her on it, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to acknowledge that, like, in myself.
Cool.
But I say to Morden, could you just give us a minute? And I walk over to a corner where we can't be heard so I can talk to the others.
Sure.
Because I don't know...
because he's asleep.
Because regular viewers will know that sometimes we have conversations and then Paul says, I'm standing right here. Yes. So, if nothing else, 10 weeks has taught us that much. To the other three, I say, right, look, this Vitraxius character is clearly bad news, but he can only be brought back into being if the four generals are re-risen. So, on the grounds that the other three generals haven't, as far as we know, been brought back into this realm of being, as long as we find Malarius and smash him to absolute fuck, then we've no got to worry about Vitraxius. We've no got to wander around trying to find the other three. As long as we take out one of them, that's enough.
I just thought that we should find out from her where Malarius is going. Like, if you were the first lieutenant, you'd go get the other three.
Aye, you're not wrong.
I give him a little rub on his head. You don't worry about a thing. We're just choosing where to go, and you've never helped with that before.
Yeah, the adults are talking, Phillin, don't worry.
Miss Amazing Claire, if you ask Mr. Abwell if she can read your piece of paper,
Oh, I
'cause she's
haven't.
into books and stuff.
That is a very good point. I'm going to do that
I
now.
go back to sleep now.
So we need to find out where Malarius is going.
Yeah. Can we go ask her?
There's Briony, there's a little tap on your
well.
shoulder, and you can hear it. You hear a soft breeze. At which point, the imp is just there going, sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just have two questions. One is He's an idiot, isn't he?
None of us answer.
He's an imbecile.
But we also.
And the second question was, there appears to be on this floor in the corner a public bathroom that has a juvenile owlbear that's really trashing the place. Do you want to do something about that? Or?
Oh, yeah, we have to take that to the petting zoo. And then we'll go deal with Malarius. Do you know where he is? And can you read this thing that I kind of took a kind of image of what you drew last night on the writing desk?
What? This
You
is the imp.
I think she meant to direct that at somebody else.
Yeah,
Sure.
sorry.
The imp also hands you a small, it's got like a small spiral notebook with some pages torn off, and it's the minutes of this meeting.
You are very good. Thank you. Shorthand. Impressive.
Yes.
Would you like to help run the theatre as you're stuck here, instead of you just sneaking around watching Mr. Hardcastle sleep?
I would not, and that didn't happen.
What?
Morden, we would like to
Yes?
help track down Malarius and stop him. Do you have
Hooray!
any idea where he is? And can you read the map, the star map thing?
That you drew.
Well, no, I'm trying to. That was me trying to work out where the other locations are based on some vague references in the book, but the book is very old, you see.
Right,
Pop
Morden.
quiz, Miss Rubwell.
The world has changed. Landmarks are no longer landmarks.
Pop quiz.
Things have shifted. There was once a great nation to the north. It's now a desert, for God's sake. It's difficult to translate. It's also difficult to relate it to the modern times. I will keep working on it and see what I can find out. If you find anything else, bring me the information forthwith.
Is there anything that you know you need, or anyone? Is there any help that will facilitate your being able to do this?
Well, I think first things first, I would very much like you to investigate what I suspect is a tomb beneath this town. If we know who it strikes me as incredibly unlikely that the tomb would have failed in and of itself. If we can find out why, or who rather, has accessed it, that might go some way as to maybe they'll have information on the other tombs.
I shout as loud as I can, skunks.
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 He means skulks.
Like, skunks.
Smells, yeah.
Yep.
And
Skulk.
I do the prestidigation, or however you pronounce it, to put the cheer on when Skulks comes in the room.
Skulks walks in the room. There's a cheer. Let's have some cheer hype in the Skulks hype in the chat.
Hey!
And Skulks walks in. I was like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Do you know who it was, Skulks, in the temple who released the person in the tomb?
What?
Oh.
There's a tomb?
Oh, yeah. He wasn't there
Remember
for that
the
bit.
place where I dressed up like you as a skeleton, and we
Yeah.
went and bought that big thing, and there's that big hole.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that
He
big
stayed
hole?
outside that
No.
window.
No, we saw there was a breeze coming up from it. We all looked at it. I remember that much.
You can feel
And then
the
we all
breeze.
went upstairs. Yeah.
Oh, wait,
amazing.
Morden.
Well, I could see a breeze.
Morden, the
I
other
guess I
people-
could feel it. Blow on me. Yeah, no, I can feel that. I can feel it. Wait. Well, this doesn't work.
Morden, there's we know that there's people who worship the god of murder are killing 2 people a week here. Is that relevant?
Baal. I can't imagine that it is. No, I would imagine if
Has a separate
there was a
problem.
deity involved, it's more likely to be Bane or Vecna.
Have you talked to
There's
what's
a
it called?
Baal cult here?
We don't know. We didn't investigate that. We prioritised getting an owlbear back to the petting zoo, which we actually haven't done yet.
When you should go
From
they
the
have
bathroom, you
most
just hear,
amazing
"Hoot!
puppies.
Hoot, hoot, hoot," and then a smash, and then water spilling everywhere.
But you know what?
Oh,
If we go
can
to
I
the petting
can I
zoo,
use my new skill just very quickly? I can send a message now. Because I put message in. I'm just gonna send Hootie Bear a message to come out.
but we can go to the petting zoo, drop off Hootie Friend, and on the way we should drop off at the tailor's. Because didn't he end up almost sacrificing us for information about that book? They were after that book. He'll know who
Yeah.
it was
That wasn't the tailor, that was the herbalist,
The herbalist.
whose house burned down.
We didn't do it.
But we did save her husband,
Yep.
so they do somewhat owe us.
Why don't
That's-
me
I
and
mean,
Mr.
Hang
Hardcastle?
on. The original book, Mordant Throbwell, got us to go and get the book from the gnome.
Yeah.
What was his name? Cogbottom? No.
No, it was
I don't
Jan
know.
Largo.
Jan Lager.
Largo.
Not even looking at my notes.
Well done.
He was tortured for that book. So whoever released it wanted that book. Why would they want that book, Morden? Why are you after it and they after it?
But why don't we
Well,
just
who-
go...
So
Why
hang
don't
on,
we-
who tortured who?
Some people in a
Nobody's torturing
temple with
nobody.
the shadow people and the dark crystal tortured
When you I want to be super clear. When you say people, do you mean people or undead?
undead shadows.
Right. And did any of them have blue eyes?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Malarius tortured Largo for the location of the book.
Excellent!
Well then, Malarius.
He is going to unlock the other people because why would you want the book unless you don't want a map to where the other people are?
Maybe he's just got a big library.
Well, hang on though. This is weirdly good news because when we took down that meeting, they were still torturing Jan Largo. So if
Well, wait. You said somebody ran off with the book. Were they a person or an undead?
Right, let me just bring you very quickly up to speed, Miss Throbwell. This town was overrun with zombies. Over the course of us being in this town, a number of things, the undead. This town was overrun with the undead. Over the course of us being in this town, we made some good choices and we made some not so good choices. One of the not so good choices we made was to allow one of the undead to peg it off with the original copy of this book. Now, unfortunately, he jumped out of a first floor window from a building that was on fire. So I trust you'll believe us when we say we gave it everything we had. It wasn't lack of effort on our part.
We speared a
Right.
pig in the process.
However, if everything you're saying about some sort of collective evil consciousness is true, then Jan Largo has looked directly into the face of Malarius, and therefore the only person that we could possibly have to talk to at this point has got to be him and his missus, who, lest we forget, was actually the one looking after the book in the first place. There's no point standing around here. Let's just get over and talk to them all together.
Well, look, you go. Look, I'll go and talk to Jan. I at least know him. Can I ask the four of you to explore the tomb beneath this town and see what you can find down there? There must be some information in the tomb.
As to who released Malarius before he went looking for the others.
Yes.
All right.
Is there anything else we should know?
And can we drop off at the petting zoo first to drop off the
Yes,
owlbear?
you can drop off at the goddamn petting. Yes, of course you can. Get rid of the owl bear.
I just really want to tick something on the to-do list.
yeah.
Sure. Fine.
Right.
Yes. I mean, you should probably, I don't know what you people call it. Gear up.
I wake up at this point. Allow me to fill you in on what's happened so far, Miss Strubwell.
I'm done here. She turns on her heel and walks out.
Like while Phillin is still speaking at normal
Yes.
volume.
And I tell you what, we hadn't even met Mr. Skunks at this point. Mr. Skunks, you're gonna love him.
Paul, we start gearing up while Phillin keeps telling the recap.
Fair enough. Well, I think that is a perfectly logical place for us to leave it for this evening. So, we guys have a little time to plot offline. Work out if you want to get any equipment. We'll do that at the start of next week's session. And next week, it sounds like we'll be doing an actual dungeon crawl. That's episode 10 all done. Thanks for watching all 3 parts. Stay tuned, and next week you'll be able to watch the party go on their first dungeon crawl, which took me a while to write, and in no way was I hugely frustrated with how they dealt with it. It's fine. It's fine. Please like and subscribe. And thanks so much for watching the videos. Drop us a comment. Let us know if you're enjoying the show or who your favourite character is or if there's quotes you like. That kind of thing. Don't forget to hydrate, and we'll see you next time. Have a good week. Bye, friends.